Hey guys, my name is David and welcome back to my channel. By looking at this footage, I think I will have to like lower the saturation because my face is a bit red right now. It's probably not anything to do with me. It's probably because the curtains are shut right now and it's really warm. So yeah. But anyway, today's video, I'm just going to be doing my May 2023 wrap up. Now, a couple of things before we get started. One, it's incredibly hot over here in the UK right now. We aren't probably as hot as other countries, I do know that. But over here in the UK, we very rarely ever see the sun and it's very rarely ever hot. So it's kind of unusual when it does happen. And I'm filming in a different location and I'm holding my phone. It's because I can't really be bothered to set up my tripod in my room and my old camera setup. And yeah, filming in a different location, but it's only temporary, guys. Also, I don't know if you can quite pick it up, but Jake is here and he wants all his attention and he's panting. So if you hear something in the background, that's what it is. So May was a interesting month. I'll say that. It's probably the best way of describing May. I mean, over here in England, we had a new monarch crowned, our new king, and we tragically lost one of our very own, our wonderful Pax Panic, which we are still grieving for. So yeah, and I didn't really get much read in May. I only read 4 books, which most of them were like really good. Yeah, reads. One of them was kind of a not that great, but yeah, I'm just gonna go through them. I have got 2 videos for these 4, and the other 2 I'm not intending to do a video for, but if there's a high enough demand for it, then I will try to accommodate. Can't believe I said that. Anyway, let me just start off with the first book that I read in May, which was a book that I got from my Abominable Book Club box called Old Country. Now, Old Country is a folk horror book about a loving married couple that go off in the middle of nowhere, in a cabin in the middle of the mountains, in the middle of nowhere, to try to escape from their hectic life. But while there, they discover that they have to perform these rituals on a somewhat daily basis to keep out a avenging spirit that wants to constantly do them harm. And every single season, this spirit manifests into something different. That is basically what the story is all about. I've got a whole video for it, which I will have linked down below in case anyone cares. So, I really enjoyed this book. It was a massive surprise. I wasn't anticipating to enjoy it as much as I did, and I'm still going to hold on to it. And if you aren't really sure whether horror is going to be your thing or not, or whether, yeah, folk horror is going to be your thing or not, I would definitely start off with Old Country. It's written by 2 brothers that I'm pretty sure this is the first thing that they've ever written together. I'm not sure whether it's their debut novel, because on Goodreads it does say that they have done other things, but small things. But yeah, I'm going to keep my ear to the ground with these 2. I mean, in my opinion, these 2 are worth keeping your eye open for. So I obviously rated Old Country a 5 stars. Next I read was a manga book that I had in my room for ages, and I didn't really pick it up. I did buy it intending to read it, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to read it. I'm pretty sure I read it all in one day, and that is Volume 1 of Berserk. Now, Berserk is a very popular manga. Well, so popular. It is popular, but a lot of people don't actually talk about it. It's basically about a demon slayer who has all these weapons. and he has all these supernatural abilities as well as guns and arrows and super strength and speed, and he has a massive sword that cuts through anything. It isn't really for kids at all. It's very graphic and gory. It is loads of blood and guts and gore. People get their bits and pieces, and their arms and their legs chopped off and their heads chopped off, guts, and it does show nudity as well, both in human characters and in demon characters. Yeah, I mean, it was a fun book. I know that the Berserk series has these massive, you know, um, paving slabs of volumes that, these books that have all these, many volumes in them. I mean, if I had the space to put them all, I would definitely buy them. But if I ever come across any of the other Berserk volumes, the small paperback versions, then, and if they're in the, you know, a reasonable price, then I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, I would pick them up, but I'm in no massive rush to do so. But anyway, I rated Volume 1 of Berserk a 4 stars. Next I read was a George R. Martin book called Ice Dragon, or The Ice Dragon. It's a children's book about a little girl that befriends a dragon made of ice, and it's kind of whimsical and charming. It's very simple and easy to read. It does talk a lot about war and the effects in the aftermath of war, so it doesn't really glorify it as something to, be proud of. And yeah, I mean, it said that it's set in Westeros, but apart from some very vague references, I couldn't really find much to connect it with Westeros. I mean, it was written about 16 years before Game of Thrones, the first book in the Song of Ice and Fire series. But it was a really good book, and I'm pleased I read it. I've also done a whole video for it, so as always, it'll be down below in case you want to check it out. But I rated The Ice Dragon a 4 stars. And the last thing I read was The Salt Grows Heavy by Cassandra Core. I got this in my most recent iBumble Book Club box. And I read nothing but Black and Teeth, and in my personal opinion, and I still stand by this in my video for it, I called it a massive epic fail in the horror genre. I mean, it was, but I did like aspects of it. I did like the bride monster character, and this one I was apprehensive, but I went into it with an open mind. I heard that a lot of people that don't like Cassandra's work is that it's like too flowery and descriptive. I mean, I'm reading Song of Ice and Fire, and I'm a massive Stephen King fan, so descriptions don't really put me off that much. I think it's the way that she describes stuff and expresses herself through what environments and characters are going through and what environments look like as well. Can get a bit weird, the word choices that she uses. And I still stand by about that she should do like a full length novel. I mean, so she can like we can have some time with these characters and get to know them and love them and get used to the worlds that we are introduced to, rather than a 120-ish page book that we're just not really going to get much out of. I mean, I don't know if she's written any full length novels or whether she's just written these novella sized books, but I think that it's probably going to be worth a while. I mean, this one about a mermaid that, think about Ariel when she got legs and she went up to the human world, and she met a Prince Charming and they lived happily ever after. But in this story, there is no happily ever after. Her prince dragged her from the sea, cut out her tongue, made her eat it, and she cannot talk. So this is kind of a revenge story. And there's a Plague Doctor character that she's friends with. I'm pretty sure it's never explained about where or why these two are friends. You just have to go along with it, so I'm told, and just accept it. I mean, I would have liked more from these characters. I had a feeling that the Plague Doctor character was kind of a sarcastic, funny character, but I never really got to know any of these characters. Yes, it can get very horrible and descriptive with its gore and its horror, but I mean, because of its length, I didn't really care for the characters. I mean, there were some scenes that I really liked and that I enjoyed more than others, but as a whole, yeah, it was kind of like a wet fart, you know. But I mean, I'm still gonna hold on to Nothing But Black and Teeth and The Salt Grows Heavy and reread them at a different time. And who knows, maybe I will appreciate them and like them more on a reread. But if not, I will just cut my losses with this author. Say that she's say that she's not for me anymore, and just accept it and move on, and just give these books away. So that has been my May wrap up. Let me know if you've read any of these books. And yeah, let's just hope that June is a better month. I've already finished 2 books. I'm reading like smaller books for this month because of the tragic passing of Pax. And yeah, to see what this month brings. But yeah, with all that out of the way, guys, I'll see you in my next video.